What's good, fam? Welcome back to Surviving Mars. Oh, no. I love this. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Surviving Mars. I certainly hope you're having a wonderful day, because I'm certainly excited to be back on the Red Planet, where things are going pretty well, I like to think. It's been a little bit since the last episode. I do apologize for that. I've been super busy and a little bit sick here and there, so I just figured, you know, I'd take some me time. And I also slept until like 4 p.m. quite regularly for most of the past weekend. So, welcome back. We're on Mars. We have 25 colonists living in this medium dome right here, and I assume they're happy because they did some breeding, is what they did. We had a Martian born at one point. Wasn't that the last episode? It was the last episode. We had a Martian born last time. That was kind of a big deal. Makes things a little bit easier for me. We do have two buildings, not currently working. One of them's the diner, one of them is the rare metals extractor. We could, if we really wanted to, bring more people to Mars. No edible food has been harvested. Really? How did you manage that? You're a botanist. We brought you here to make food, and you're not making food. That's not good. That is not good. But we could bring more people to Mars. We have got that option, should we so desire. Which we might do, because I'm noticing as well the grocer isn't working all that well either. So I think maybe another batch of colonists coming up here could be a really good idea. We've got the Stellaris here refueling. We've got the Heart of Iron also refueling. The fuel refineries producing 15 fuel per day. So what I think we'll do is say that the Stellaris has priority over the Heart of Iron on refueling. And let's have a little look at research, because I believe we're about to be done with the extractor amplification, which is good. 25% more production per extractor. Consumption is increased by 10. I think we can make that work. I don't think that's going to be too much of a big deal. We're going to be going for Explorer AI afterwards, meaning we will need to bring up some RC Explorers for that added little bit of research, and then low-G fungi as well. And then off of that, we could go for Engineers and Geologists, getting a plus 10 performance boost, but I don't think we need that just yet. I think at this point, we need to get these ships back, as far as I'm concerned. Our funding isn't terrible, and we do have, I believe, the Magicka back on Earth, so we could bring that up with more colonists. There are 2 of 56 matching colonists right now. So, I mean, if we have a look at specializations, we could bring up some engineers, we could bring up some scientists. That'll give us 12. That doesn't seem like a bad idea. That doesn't seem like a bad idea at all. Maybe some geologists as well, and maybe fewer scientists. I don't know. There's a few people with no specialization as well, so that's all right. I reckon we could bring up another bunch of them. So I think we're going to launch the Magicka. We're going to bring it here, because I believe we have the housing space for them. I think, yeah, we do. We do have the housing space for them, question mark. Yeah. Yeah, we do. We have housing space for 18 more people, I believe. Yeah, up here. We have room for 18 more people. There's no one currently homeless, so that's fine. So we'll bring that up and everything should be okay. Let's have a little look at our transport. It's currently going about its business, getting me some resources automatically. And dumping them off up here for whatever reason. Oh, I know. Are you dumping it at the nearest stockpile? Is that what you're doing? Because that's a weird place to be dumping that. I kind of need you to load resources from here. No, don't load all resources, actually. I need you to load resources, metals from there, and take them down to here. If you wouldn't mind there, bud. Or do that. Can you load metals there and unload it down there for me? There you go. So you just... Oh, no. Are you doing what I need you to do? No, you're not. I need you to load metals for me, and I need you to unload them down here. Thank you. Just do that thing and everything's gonna be beautiful. A new sector has been scanned. We probably want to queue up a few more sectors around here as well. We'll queue up that one as well since there's a lot of water up there. We are gonna want to get to that. We are absolutely gonna want to get to that water. And I've got the I've got the hiccups, man. I may have chugged an energy drink before sitting down to record this. Turns out it wasn't a very good idea for two reasons. Number one, hiccups. Number two, it actually didn't taste very good. It was G Fuel. I didn't want to name it because I'd really like G Fuel to sponsor me, but I don't think they're watching this video. It was G Fuel. It was the orange one. Wasn't very good. The peach one, the peach iced tea one, love it. G Fuel, if you do happen to be watching, hit me up, call me. We can like arrange a thing and I'll chug a G Fuel every video. I'll chug a G Fuel every video. I'll do it. Free G Fuel, man. I'll do it. That stuff's delicious. I'm not sponsored, by the way. I realize I do need to clarify I'm not sponsored. And I probably never will be because I just advertised them for free for nothing. Oh, I just made a terrible mistake. I just decided to touch a rocket down beside a moisture evaporator. That wasn't a good idea. That might not do me any favors. What is good though is that all these colonists are running to the dome. They're gonna get working. We have some people working on the rare metals extractor, which we can upgrade. And I'm thinking we are gonna upgrade so that it produces more. Because those, dust storm, seriously? That's troublesome. But those rare metals are actually gonna be really useful because we can start exporting those for profit. So hopefully we can get this thing upgraded pretty quickly. One of the polymers is already in there. We could upgrade this as well. I don't think it needs to be. I think we have enough concrete here. I think we're doing all right on that front. Yeah, we have plenty of concrete around. Disaster is about to start. Dust storm incoming. Not really sure. It's gonna last for about 2 days. Fair enough. That's all right. We'll make it work. At least everybody is working at this point, right? This thing is workers. You have workers. You have a worker. You have workers. I don't think anyone is unemployed. So it's good. It's good. We are producing rare metals every day. We are producing machine parts every day. We are producing polymer every day. We are making things. And that's more exciting than it actually sounds. So you guys have all shut down during the dust storm. The Moxie, I mean, it looks like we have enough oxygen stored. It looks like we have enough water stored. I don't think that's too much of a big deal. The wind turbines are going nuts during the dust storm as well. And those can be repaired because we do make our own machine parts. So pretty happy about that. I'm a little concerned about the food in the colony because obviously we might run into some issues there, but I think we'll be all right. I think we'll manage. Hopefully we'll manage, because if we don't, it's gonna be really awkward when we die. Now this is interesting. We actually seem to have more demand for power than we're producing, but we're okay because of the stored power. So we need more power generation is what that tells me. So let's see if we can do something about that. Oh, hello, hello, hello. So we have a gambler. That's all right. That's fine. We're not really going to be doing anything about that, I'm afraid. He's just going to have to deal with the fact that we don't have anywhere to gamble on Mars. That's not the kind of trip you're on here, buddy. Not the kind of trip you're on. I would like to see if we can maybe get more... We can get more wind turbines up here. We absolutely can. So what if we built 3 more on that side and 3 more on that side? And then we could run some power cables out to those like that. And that one's going to be going through a deposit, which isn't really ideal, but I don't think we're ever going to use much of that deposit. So we can run those cables out. We'll make those a priority because we do need those to get built. It's mostly concrete and some machine parts, so we can totally build those, no problem. Interestingly, our power thing has gone the other way. The demand is much lower currently. Not really sure what that's about. Actually, it's probably because this thing doesn't have an active work shift. and requires 15 power when it is working, so that's all right. That's not that big of a deal. That's not that big of a deal. As long as we have the power when it's running, that's fine. And I believe, I mean, these guys are going to produce 11.4 each. So that's all right. That's good. That's a lot of power. Those things are really good. I'm really glad we went with Olympus Mons as the starting point. Those wind turbines, they mean business. They mean serious business. Now you're going to go ahead and start building that cable. You're going to build that bit of cable, and our power is up to 91 as the current surplus. So that's pretty good. In terms of oxygen, we seem to be doing all right. The dust storm is going to be over shortly. It might be an idea to look into a few more oxygen tanks. I don't feel like that would hurt. And they are just metal to build. So a couple more oxygen tanks there seems like it would be a good idea. And possibly some water tanks as well. So like a water tank there in the middle, again, overlaps that deposit, but I don't think that's that much of a big deal. So we'll do that sort of thing. It'll mean that we have more storage for things that are important, like oxygen, like water. It means if we have a more lengthy dust storm, we can tough it out. We should be fine. Hopefully. This thing does need repaired though, so hopefully we can get that evaporator up and running. What is this up here? What is this? What does this mean exactly? This 9 right here. I've got 9 vacant work slots. Okay. So there's 9 vacant work slots. That's all right. That is all right. This thing needs fixed as well. Needs some metals. I imagine the drones are just being overworked a little bit right now. I imagine that's what's going on. That's probably what's going on. That's all right. This thing actually has some exports on board, which is interesting. The Stellaris does as well. Can we lower the priority of you and lower the priority of you right down so that the Stellaris is the one getting loaded up with exports? Because it's all well and good that they're all getting loaded up, but the Stellaris is going to be the one that leaves the soonest. It's going to be leaving pretty soon. So hopefully we can get that sorted. Hopefully we can get this thing fixed as well. We do have the metal for it. And I mean, you're recharging currently. Can we turn you on to auto gather? Yeah, you are auto gathering, but you keep dumping it up here. All right, I'll tell you what. Go load up on some machine parts from there. And then actually just come down here. Load up on those machine parts. And then when you do that, we'll get you to dump them off up that way and then start moving the metal back down to where it needs to be. Are you serious? Yeah, you are actually dumping those. I need you to not do that for me. Go load up on machine parts. So 1, 2, 3, and then dump the machine parts all the way up there. Can you do that for me, buddy? Thank you. So you can go and dump all of those. And then that means if this thing ever breaks down, it can get repaired immediately. And then what we'll do is say that you are going to gather metal from there and unload it back down here. Hopefully that actually works out. In fact, you know what? Let's go one further. Gather all the metal from there and unload it onto that stockpile. I don't think he's gonna. I think he's gonna struggle to do this, but we'll see what happens. Either way, research is going ahead. We have some options here. Probes are cheaper and can deep scan. I think we'll grab it because I want to look into deep scanning a little bit more. I think we'll absolutely grab that. I believe the Stellaris is actually ready to go, which is great news. This thing's producing 3.6 per day. Can we get another work shift on this? No restrictions in the workforce. Enforce specialists. So there we go. We're enforcing specialists on this, which means that the only people working here will be geologists. Which is good. So that should be a bit better. Can we do the same here? Enforce specialists. So this is only going to be engineers. And then I think this one's the same. This one's also only engineers. Which is good. So anyone that's not an engineer or a geologist has to work elsewhere. Then here I think is only gonna be the security guys. I don't think that's pushed anyone into being homeless. I think what that's done is just pushed people to other jobs, which I'm not that worried about. Let's open this thing for another shift there. And open the diner for another shift as well if we can. And I believe that's just, yeah, that's taking some people out of those jobs. We'll do only specialists here as well, so that only medics work in the infirmary. And eventually they'll get their performance boost from that. So that'll be great news. This thing has 7 of 30 rare metals on board. Let's go ahead and prioritize that one a little bit more. And let's say that this thing is going to take off because we probably want to bring an explorer to Mars since we just got the AI for it. So that thing can take off. Hopefully we'll get some decent money. We'll get a little bit of money at least from the exports. And then there's a lot of stuff to explore. There's a lot of anomalies out there to explore. What are you doing currently? You're grabbing me some metal down there. That's fair enough. You do you, bud. You brought a lot of metal back to here as well, which is great. There's none sat about up here, which is also great. So things are going well. Okay, so this concrete extractor is out of concrete. So let's go ahead and, I guess, salvage it. I guess we'll get rid of it and move on. Simple as that. We can't actually clear it yet, which is a bit of an issue. So we are going to need to get the decommissioning protocol at some point. But we have a lot of concrete sat around. We have a stupid amount of concrete sat around at the moment. So I don't think that's going to be too much of an issue. In terms of water, that tank is filling up. Oxygen tanks are filling up as well. So I think we're doing all right on that front. It would maybe be nice to look into getting a little bit more water, but I don't think there's going to be any stress there. I don't think there's anything to worry about there. The fuel refinery is pumping out a decent amount of fuel for the ships to go back and forth. It would be good to get the upgrade for ships so that they only take 40 fuel as opposed to 60. But I'm sure we'll get that in time. We're 95% of the way back to Earth with the Stellaris. I am really curious to see just how much we get from the 7 metals. $168 million. That's actually not that much in the grand scheme of things. I think what we might end up doing is we could let potentially the Heart of Iron or potentially the Magica sit on the surface of Mars for a while to gather a bunch of resources rather than send them back and forth all too quickly. I feel like that's going to be the best thing to do, is just sort of let it sit there and wait for more resources. No edible food has been harvested. Hopefully that wasn't recent. I mean, food-wise, I think we're doing okay. I feel like we're doing all right in terms of food production, but it's really hard to tell. It is really hard to tell. Got some cable faults going around there. Those will get fixed up really easily. We got plenty of drones doing their thing. We got plenty of resources set around as well. It would be nice to see the drones go ahead and move the resources that are just sat in the middle of nowhere, but the drones are doing a lot of different things. You're over there getting me more metal. That's fine. You do you, bud. Even if you do dump it in the wrong spot, which is really annoying and getting a bit old. It's fine. We'll not worry about it. I think at this point, though, I mean, this thing's producing well. I think we could look at bringing in more colonists. We have 5 spaces free that they could go into. But I think what I would want to do is get the arcology, which is 64 concrete, 8 polymers, 20 power. We can do that, actually. I think we go for the arcology. I don't see any reason to not go for the arcology. I think we can do it. I think it'll be a really good thing to go for. What's more, we could move all of our colonists out of the living quarters and into the arcology. At least most of them, I think. How many colonists do we have? 38, and that thing holds, I think, 32? So if we build an apartment building, maybe? I don't know. I mean, we can build this thing, no problem. It needs 8 polymer, 64 concrete. That's going to be no issue. Let's set it to be a top priority there. And let's look at what else we could do. So dome services. We could go for an art workshop. It does consume polymer though, but it would provide luxury shopping. The electronics store obviously consumes electronics. You probably don't want to do that. In terms of production, we don't have an electronics factory, but I believe it uses rare metals, so we probably don't want to be doing that yet. We can ship our electronics back and forth, at least for the time being. In terms of other things, I mean, we have a nursery. I am not sure if we have a playground, though. I don't think we do. Now, what cultivates perks in children through special nurturing programs? The nursery is there to basically let the kids live, I believe. So, yeah, living space for children. Playground gives them perks. The school cultivates desired perks in children as well. The research lab would give us research. Obviously needs electronics as well. What if we did a school there, even though it needs a lot of electronics? That's fine. I think a school would be a good idea to get the perks that we want in our colonists. I think a playground could be a really good idea as well. And then I would like some research labs too. Maybe just 2 research labs. So something like that. And from that point, I mean, we could go for living quarters. We can't do much other than that. The space bar is relaxation, drinking, and social. Not going to bother with it. What's up with you? Waiting for food. Okay, I think the drones are just busy, to be honest. Yeah, the drones are just busy with construction right now, so that's fine. They'll do their thing. We'll get the arcology up. I think what we'll do is we are going to need to bring some electronics in, so we might... Oh, wait, are you broken? You are broken. Right. Okay, this thing needs to come down and help repair that then. Oh, wait, low battery? Don't do that. Don't do that. Go recharge. Let's just have you recharge first, because if you go there and break down, we have no way of getting that thing back here. Oh, the arcology's going up. That's good news. You should be charged enough for the time being. Where's this guy? So he's there. Let's send you out to fix it up and have a look at the dome. Look at this thing go. I'm quite pleased with that, actually. I'm really liking the arcology. That's quite nice. There we go. So we've got 37 empty living spots, vacant residential slots. So that's good. The rent level in here, we could make that a little higher. We could definitely make the rent level a little higher. I mean, I'm liking it. I like the arcology. I think it's good. 37 empty spots there is totally fine by me. Totally fine by me. Where are you? So you're headed back there. You're dumping resources off. Oh, no, you're not. You are still out there, though, so just go sit in that spot. So it can do its thing. Arcology's filling up with people. That's all right. We have plenty of stuff to build in here. So I'm debating whether or not to bring... I think we bring a cargo rocket. I think we bring a cargo rocket here, because what I'm thinking we do is we bring an explorer for bonus research and also to get the anomalies going. I think we bring an electronics factory because we do need it. And I think that might be all we bring because that's really expensive. I mean, more drones could be useful. Maybe we bring drones until we're sitting on just above 1,000 million. But we also need electronics. So maybe 10 more electronics and 5 more drones. That's expensive. That's really expensive. But I guess with our exports, we can make that work. Yeah, launch the Stellaris. Let's launch the Stellaris. This guy right here is nearly refueled, currently sitting on 9 rare metals to export. So that'll be maybe 200 million. $200 million. Again, better than nothing, I suppose. Can we go ahead and get more dumping stockpiles around here as well, please? So just there. We'll get one there and there as well. Then up this way, we probably want to do just the same thing to make sure that this doesn't get completely overwhelmed. And let's have a look at our research. So, currently working on low-G fungi. From there, we could go for drone hubs getting constructed with 2 additional drones. That's tempting. I think we'll go for that. Might as well go for that. We are slowly working in different things in here. Can we maybe say that we want to work on the playground first? Because it would be nice to make sure that all of our kids are getting taught the same things. I don't know what those things should be. We're going to have to work out what the perks are for the kids. But we need the playground for that. So there we go. Drones are heading over with polymers. We can get that built fairly quickly. Drones are doing a pretty good job. The Stellaris is about halfway here. This guy is 11 of 30 on the rare metals. This thing's doing 3.4 per day. Still not really as much as I'd like. But it's up to 5 rare metals currently stored. So, I mean, I guess, you know what? That's 3.4 with 1 work shift. So that's not bad. Can we request maintenance on this? It's already requested. Oh! Oh, that was close. Don't do that to me. Don't hit the moneymaker. Don't hit the moneymaker right there. That's not fair. Oh, a little bit too close. A little bit too close for comfort, that's all I'm saying. Can I get you to do that thing that you do where you grab the metal from here and unload it over on a stockpile for me? Because you're doing that thing you do where you dump it in the wrong spot and it's getting really old. So yeah, just dump it in the right spot. Let's also make sure that we get the Stellaris to land in the correct spot here because we don't want to touch it down beside a moisture evaporator. That might cause some issues with the water. We could upgrade this thing to get 50% more production. It's 2 polymer. You know what? Do that. Upgrade all of the moisture evaporators. I think that'll be a good idea. And let's get the Stellaris to come in for a landing. I think about here should be a fine spot for it. So just go for there. On the Stellaris, it's bringing in an Explorer, 5 drones, an electronics factory, and 10 electronics, electronic parts or whatever they're called. Electronics, that's what they're called. Right, we got you.
Resources.
Let's just go for it. Go analyze that. Go analyze that and just do your thing. There's so many anomalies around here. There's only one that's the sort of little flask one though, but I mean all of these I think unlock things. At least they unlock things to make them available for research, so should be all right. Now let's see here. This thing, okay, cultivates perks in children through whatever. Research complete as well. What are we going for after that? The farm. Yeah, let's go for the farm. Probably something we want. Our research is currently 300, which is great news. So everything should go a little bit quicker, thanks to this guy right here. And then this guy is just carrying metal back and forth. 323 metal currently. Good. We have new techs available for research. Open the research screen. That's going to be this one. Rockets and shuttles require less fuel. That's a big deal. Also, decommissioning protocol. Also a big deal. Okay, let's ditch drone swarm. Ditch that and ditch that. Let's go for that, that, and then that. And then I think we'll go drones. So we'll do things that way. We are going to be unlocking a lot of different things here, though. So this, the research might change a fair bit. That's probably okay. That's probably fine. How long do you take to scan those? Not long at all, which is good. So you do you, and we'll hopefully have a lot of new things to research. So the school's done. We need to pick the traits, though. So we've got Survivor. What is Survivor exactly? Loses health, loses less health without food, water, oxygen, or when living in an unpowered dome. That's probably a good idea. Probably a good idea. Composed, all sanity losses are halved. Enthusiast, increased performance boost. Religious is higher individual base morale, low sanity, never leads to suicide. Okay, and we've got nerd as well. Gains a temporary morale boost every time a new technology is researched. You know what? I think that's a pretty good setup. I think that's probably a pretty good setup. Now, you are low on battery. Go recharge. Let's have a look at research because we have quite a few of them here. So, upgrading the turbines, probably a really good idea. We'll research that eventually. The Stirling generator, probably something we want as well. But there's so many anomalies left in the area. We have a couple of them over there as well. I think what I might do is just tell this guy to keep going and scanning absolutely everything. I mean, there's one down there. I think we'll go and grab it immediately. So we'll go and get that one since it is sort of off on its own. This thing here does actually have some research going. We got some scientists in there, so let's make sure that this is set to only allow scientists, and that way we can make sure that it is giving some good research per soul. 155 extra research per soul from that, meaning 455 total. And I don't believe we are losing any research points at the moment either. There is no collaboration loss, which is good news. So hopefully we can get ourselves a few more scientists in here at some point. You actually need fixed, and you need fixed as well. Now, how did that happen? Can I get you to fix this thing? Yes, I can, which is good. So that little guy can fix up that rover. That rover is now working again, but what we need to do is actually send it out to fix this guy. So head out that way and do your thing. We have another anomaly up there. It'd be really nice to get there, but it's just not going to happen anytime soon. So this guy's going to be fixed right here. And once that transport's back up and running, it can automatically do whatever it's doing. We'll send the rover back down to here to do whatever it needs to do. And as for this guy, he is actually done with that particular thing. So let's send him back to base to recharge. Let's have a look at our technologies and see what we got. So low G engineering's done. Solar panels are gradually cleaned from dust when closed. Less frequent maintenance as a result. That's not a bad idea. And there's an anomaly right there as well. So that is going to be really good. Those are going to give us some nice boosts to our research, which we definitely want. Definitely want to get our hands on that. As for this building, is it running as well? It actually is. There is a very small collaboration loss there, but I think as a whole, we are getting a little bit more from the research labs. Almost 500 research per soul at the moment. So I'm wondering if we got more work shifts on this. Could we maybe, when those buildings are full up, will the collaboration loss still only be like 12 or be minimal? Because if that's the case, then that's pretty good. That is pretty good if that is the case. We just need more scientists, which we can do. We could bring some scientists to Mars. I don't know if we will. This guy's almost ready to leave. This thing here has nothing currently stored. So I think what we'll do is we'll get the Heart of Iron off of Mars. Can we make that a higher priority, please? And then make this a bit of a high priority as well. So we'll get the Heart of Iron to take off with 13 rare metals. Research complete on low G hydrosynthesis. That's not bad. So we could upgrade the storage capacity for water, oxygen, and power. I think that could be a good idea. Getting the apartments isn't a bad idea either. Upgrading the Moxie is not a bad idea either. I'm not really sure. I'm really not sure. Upgrading the turbines as well. I mean, what are we having issues with? Water's fine. Oxygen is fine. And I don't think we're having any issues with storage there because these tanks are full. These tanks are full. So everything's fine on that front. Let's get the Heart of Iron to leave here. So there it goes. It can leave. We'll set this guy to be the priority. So, I mean, less frequent maintenance would be great. It's 3,000 research, though. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I am aware, by the way, people have pointed out I haven't placed any sensor towers. I know. It's a little bit late to do that, though, so we're probably not going to bother. A one-time grant of 1,000 million from the funding. It's tempting. I have a very itchy nose. I don't think we need it, though. I don't think we need it. Polymer blades. I don't think I'm going to get the Stirling generator either. Let's go for storage compression. Because as the colony grows, I mean, we've seen that we get dust storms, and dust storms, they shut down the Moxies, they shut down the moisture evaporators. So having more stuff in storage for more colonists is probably a good idea. It also seems like we are getting a decent number of kids into the colony, fairly regularly at that. So hopefully things keep up on that front with the do and the do and the whatnot. Hopefully people keep doing what they do. So you're fully recharged. What we'll get you to do is head over here and analyze that for me. There we go. Dust storm. We get a dust storm just after I'm talking about it. So we will be fine. I don't think there's any issue. The solar panels will be less efficient, but our power production is... I was going to say it's fine, but it's actually... There is more demand than there is production right now, which is a bit strange. You guys are working fine. These guys will be working better in the storm, so I think... I mean, we'll be okay. We have enough batteries at the moment. And in terms of the dust storm, I mean, we have enough tanks for water and oxygen. The dust storm's going to last less than 2 days as well, so it's really not going to be a huge issue at all. I really don't think there's anything to worry about there. There we go. We just got that anomaly, which got us a bunch of research, so go do that as well. We are going to be getting the decommissioning protocol. What did we just research? Advanced Martian engines, meaning this guy now only needs 40 fuel, which is really good news. This guy here is producing 15 per day, so it will take 3 days to fully fuel a rocket, which is no problem. And I believe that if things go... Ooh, I've never tried the smart homes. A very comfortable living space, recovering sanity as well. That would be nice. So we're getting the storage compression. I don't think we need to upgrade the Moxies because we have 3 of them. We're doing fine on that front. The low G turbines could be good. Could be nice to do that sooner than later. Self-cleaning solar panels could be useful. It'll save us some resources a bit later. Let's go for the apartments, though. Actually, no. Those are really uncomfortable. Go for the turbines. We'll get the apartments a little bit later down the line. We don't need them yet. We have plenty of space for people to live and for them to be fairly comfortable as well, so I really don't think I don't think there's any rush to get the apartments. I'm also curious, can I, by chance, put some small gardens in here? No. That's okay. That's not a big deal. It was just a chance that we might be able to do it. Let's go ahead and just clear all of those out. Are you still... No, you're not still analyzing. Did we got something? Yeah, we did. So we can get more... Oh, more passengers per rocket? Yes, please. So what did we get? Was it the decommissioning protocol? I think it was. Well, that's good, because we need to get rid of these 2 guys, because we're not actually getting any more concrete right now. Which is totally fine. We have another deposit up here that I did say we probably weren't going to use. We're probably going to use it. We got some funding as well, 312 million. I'll take it. Let's go ahead and clear out this bit of cable, since it's not being used anymore. We'll clear out that bit as well, just to keep things nice and tidy. And I think what we'll do is we will go to production. We will go to concrete extractor. And we can totally get one there. There's not a lot there, though. I wonder if I could get that to be higher. That's really not much. Meteor incoming. Hold on. let's just go there for that cable. Where's the meteor going to be? Out there. Oh, look at that. I've never seen a meteor up close before. I mean, what damage are you really got? Okay, that was a lot of damage. That was a lot of damage, actually. This guy doesn't have power anymore, and there's no metal up there. Transport! Transport! We need you to come over here and get me some metals, if you wouldn't mind, bud. Load up on a bunch of those, and then I want you to dump them off up here. Because that's going to hurt the water that the colony has. So you go do you. Let's turn off your auto-gathering as well, so you don't start messing around with the metals that we have. So dump that off. These drones can rebuild the cables and can rebuild the pipes as well. Hopefully also fixing the damage done. There is enough metal there, so let's send you back. And we'll just let those drones do their thing. I don't think there's anything to really worry about there. Don't think there's anything we need to really concern ourselves with. This guy's already making more concrete. Let's actually give you a bit of an upgrade, I think. We have the polymer for it, so that's not a big deal. Let's also get the electronics factory on the go. Now this thing, it's going to be a bit of a pain, but I think that's okay. And this guy's actually out of drone range. Are you really? That's surprising. I didn't know that. We're going to need to do something about that. Can we get another drone hub? No, we need prefabs for that.
Cable fault reported.
Can we get the build for that yet? No. I did not know that. So we actually need to get some drone hubs. Gonna have to do that sooner than later because we do need those. So you are not ready to go. The Stellaris is ready to go. And actually has got some exports on board as well. I guess it was a higher priority for a while. Low on polymer, that's fine. Let's launch the Stellaris and get it out of here. This guy will be ready to go within the day. Within 24 hours, he'll be good to go. I don't think we're doing so badly here, though. We're alive, which is a nice change, I'll be honest. Let's set you to auto-gather just there. We are live, though, and that, in my opinion, at least, definitely a nice change. Definitely a nice change.